Hey guys, Rich from Rich Big Gaming. Hope everyone is doing fantastically well. And welcome to this, another, albeit shorter, Star Wars Shatterpoint video. This time we're going to be breaking down the attacks overview, taking it with everything else that we've learned about the game, and hopefully running you through how at least I believe combat is going to work in Shatterpoint. But guys, we're not that far away now from hopefully getting the full rules and also the demo games that are going to be happening over at Adepticon. So let's jump over and take a look at the article. Okay guys, so as you can see here, Star Wars Shatterpoint attacks overview, a new day, a new Star Wars Shatterpoint transmission. So talks about stance cards. First thing I want to look at are the dice themselves. So what we know are that the attack dice are obviously the 8-sided sort of triangular shaped dice. We've got criticals, attack, expertise, a strike, and a failure. So I think me and Quinn have been calling them crit, attack, crit, expertise, hits, and shatter symbols. But you know, ultimately that's what they look like. But we were kind of right in terms of what we thought they would be. What we don't yet know, however, is the distribution of these. They're going to be one of two. They're going to be either two of each. So obviously on an 8-sided dice, 2 crits, 2 expertise, 2 strikes, and 2 failures. However, what I think they're going to be, and I have spoken to Quinn about this as well, we actually think there's going to be 3 strikes, 1 crit, 2 attack, expertise, and 1 failure. And you'll see why as we get further down this article that I think crits are going to be far less accessible. So we'll get into that once we look at what they are. Then we have the defense dice. So just like Star Wars Legion, you've got 2 different types of dice for attacks and defense. The defense dice are going to be D6s, blocks, defense expert, and failure. I think these are probably going to be 2 of each. So 2 blocks, 2 defense, 2 failure. However, there is a chance that there is only a single failure and that you do actually get another block on there as well. We'll have to wait and see, but I think it's probably going to be 2 failures, 2 blocks, and 2 defense expertise. So how is combat going to work then? Well, you probably remember these cards, these stance cards that we've got here. So this is the stance card for Ahsoka, or at least one of hers, and you can see this. This is let me get the right name of it, the Jarkai. There we go. Let's zoom in a little bit here so we can get a fuller picture of that. So there's going to be 3 stages that you go through, or at least I believe there's going to be 3 stages that you go through. So as you can see here, when we read, it says expertise results correspond to the expertise charts. So these are the 2 charts here on the bottom. You've got one for offense and you've got one for defense. These are unique for attacks and defending and show off the skills and flair of each unit, giving them unique results to add to their rolls based on the number of expertise rolls in their attack or defense roll. This can range from anything to adding successful results, crits for hits, or crits or hits for attacks, blocks for defense, changing an opponent's results, we'll get into that in a second, allowing characters in the unit to reposition, dash, jump, or even activate in special rules on the unit's card. Expertise is the first layer of uniqueness to each unit's attack. The second and larger is the layer is the combat tree. So without going through into this is going to be my breakdown now as to how I think it is going to work. Okay guys, so what I want to do is just give you a quick example as to how I think at a very high level the combat is going to work in this game. It's something I'm really excited about. This is taking everything that I've read so far, plus what we've seen on the interview with Krabak, which if you haven't seen it, go check it out. So let's start then and say that we've got Maul, or Lord Maul even, on the side of the card that we've seen, attacking into Ahsoka on the side of her stance card that we have seen. Now this is obviously not taking into consideration any other abilities that these characters have got, just purely how the damage will resolve. So first thing we need to do is form our dice pools. Maul has 7 attack dice, Ahsoka has 5 defense dice. So Maul rolls his dice, he gets 2 crits, 2 strikes, 2 expertise and 1 failure. Let's put the failure there to the side. We're just dealing with the 6 dice where we have some level of success on there. The next step I think we're going to be resolving is then the expertise tree. So what is the expertise tree? Well, as you can see there, that is the little one on the left hand side of his card underneath his double-bladed lightsaber, basically. And you can see that with the 2 expertise that we got, that's going to grant Maul 1 extra crit plus 1 damage. Now, let's put that damage to the side for a second. We'll put that into the pool of things once we've resolved everything else. Now, when we add these 2 together, so the crits and the strikes from the attack dice, plus any extra crits and strike that we get as part of the expertise, you can see there that Maul has 5 successes in total. So he's got 3 crits, 2 from the dice, 1 from the tree, and then 2 strikes, both from the dice, giving us a total of 5. Now, the thing to remember about in Star Wars Shatterpoint is that the difference between a crit and a strike is that you can block a strike, you cannot block a crit. So that's going to be a real key point there, hence why crits, I believe, are going to be harder to get than strikes on the dice. So I think it's going to be 3 versus 1, but we'll see. Okay, so Ahsoka is going to roll her defense dice. She wants to block some of this incoming stuff that's coming towards her. So she rolls her 5 defense dice. She is going to get 1 block. She's going to get 1 expertise and she's going to get 2 failures. Again, let's put those 2 failures to one side. For the moment, we're just going to deal with the 3 dice where she's had some level of success. Now, in the same way that we went to Maul's expertise, we're now going to go to Ahsoka's expertise. And we can see that by rolling 1 expertise for Ahsoka, it's giving us access to 1 additional block, so taking our blocks up from 2 to 3. And it's also given us this little symbol here, which we believe is turning a crit into a strike. So what that means is that we're now creating an extra success that our opponent has rolled in their attack roll that we can now potentially block. So all in all, if we add those 2 blocks from the dice, the 1 block from the expertise, giving Ahsoka 3 blocks in total. Now, before we apply that crit to strike, if we go back and look at Maul, Maul has got 5 successes. However, even though we've blocked 3 of them, we're actually only able to block 2 because only 2 of them are strikes. And this is where the change comes in. So before this end resolution piece, there's going to be an element of this, which is probably attacker modifies opponent's dice, then attacker modifies defender's dice, then defender will modify the attacker's dice. And in this case, Ahsoka has the ability to turn at least 1. We don't know if this symbol is turn all crits into strikes or if it is just the 1. Me and Quinn have differing opinions on this, but let's say for this example that it is just 1 because it wouldn't change anything anyway. That now means that Maul has gone from having 5 successes that are 3 crits and 2 strikes to still having 5 successes, but only 2 of them are crits and 3 of them are strikes. This means that Ahsoka can block all 3 of those strikes coming in with the 3 blocks that she's got, meaning that the 2 crits go through. Now, what happens at this point? Because actually the crits are not the things that do the damage. So if we go back over and take a look at Maul's stance card, we'll see how we then resolve this on the combat tree. So as I mentioned, we've done all of our blocking, we've done all of our extra rolls and dice modification and everything like that. And we now know that Maul is left with 2 successes to move himself on twice in the combat tree. So let's take a look at Maul's combat tree. Then you can see here that the first place that we're going to start is by getting 2 damage. And then really, we only have 1 other place where we can go because we're only going to get to move on 1. We believe again that you're going to need at least one success to start in this place here. So one success here, move along. That means that we're going to get 4 damage through onto Ahsoka. However, let's not forget that extra damage that we got from the double-bladed lightsaber. So that means in this particular scenario, Maul would be doing 5 damage in total to Ahsoka. Now that's just a very basic overview in terms of how I think the combat is going to work and the order of things. You can obviously see on here that on the cards there's quite a few other symbols, some of which we think we know the answers to, some of which we don't quite know yet. Ahsoka's got a very interesting symbol on her card here, which is the broken range weapon. Maybe that's a disarm or something like that. On her combat tree as well, she's got these little droplets. That could be a bleed effect. We've also got the shove symbol here as well, but then also in the defensive side we've got the little jumps here as well that they can do, and also the heal there. So there's going to be lots of I imagine timing things around this, and the order in which you resolve things, but I think personally, this is going to be a really, really fun combat system to play with. And I think overall, this game is most definitely heading in the right direction for me, which is the battles between particularly the Jedi and the Sith, or the Force users, feels like it's not just going to be a one and done hit. It's something that's going to have multiple layers to it and just be really, really fun. We also did get a full look at all of the cards that come for Anakin. So we've got his 2 forms here. And as we expected, one of them is far more aggressive. The Gemso, or the Form 5 Gemso here, is the aggressive of the 2, whereas the Form 5 Shen is the far more defensive. You can see that he's got 8 attack dice here versus the 6 defensive dice here. He's also able to turn at least 1, who knows, it may be more, crits into hits. But as you can see, lots of other symbols. They've got a little sort of hairpoint compass type symbol here. There's also like a really strange arrow that's kind of broken there as well. So again, lots of things that we don't know, but guys, we're not that far away now from getting absolutely everything that we want from this game. And there we go, guys. That is my real quick breakdown as to how I think, or at least how I've interpreted everything that we've got so far on how combat will work in, I know I said Marvel Crisis Protocol then, but no, in Star Wars Shatterpoint. Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you think I'm right? Do you think we're way off the mark? Always good to get the feedback from you guys. Really, really excited about this game. Cannot wait for it to come out, and cannot wait to start getting my hands on it and playing some actual games. Quick reminder, guys, that we are giving away a Star Wars Shatterpoint core set. If you want to be in with a chance to win that, you need to make sure you've done a few different things. First of all, you need to make sure you've left a like on this video. Also, leave a comment on this video as well. Also, guys, go and check out the other videos, because the way that we'll be giving this away is I will pick a video at random, one of these Star Wars Shatterpoint build-up videos that we've done. I'll pick one at random, and then I'll pick a random comment from there. So the more videos that you've watched and commented on, the more chance you're going to have to win that. We're going to draw it on either May the 4th or May the 5th. And lastly, you need to make sure that you've hit that subscribe button as well. We will deliver absolutely anywhere internationally. We'll work out the best way to do it. It may be better for you to buy it locally, and we'll give you the money back, but we will sort that out. And as always, guys, it leaves me with just enough time to say stay well, keep safe, and until next time, may the Force be with you.